Hello, everyone. Father Rob Longbottom here at the Chapel of St. Paul's School for St. Paul's School Chapel. This week, as we ask the question about who does God say I am, we're looking at the reality that God has created us for a purpose and with a purpose. And I want to start all the way back to April 14th, 1981, when little Robbie Longbottom was 7 years old and I had a lot more hair. My father had taken my brother and I to Edwards Air Force Base to watch the landing of the very first space shuttle. It had launched just a few days previously, and it was landing for the first time over at Edwards Air Force Base, and I was there to witness it. And from that day forward, April 14th, 1981, for the rest of my life, I have been obsessed, might be a little too much, but I have been dedicated and passionate to outer space. In fact, when I grew up, I knew that my purpose was to be an astronaut. In fact, I had toys like this, a space shuttle, and like this one, the actual toy model of the space shuttle. And you probably would have seen me walking around in this cute little astronaut uniform because I knew that I was called to be an astronaut. Well, something huge got in the way of that. And that is called math. Now, if you're going to be an astronaut, you're going to have to be good at math. And I just wasn't. In fact, there was a time in my life where I gave up everything because of the challenges and difficulties that I was facing. I didn't have a purpose. What I wanted and what I loved and what had grown inside of me ebbed away because I felt so strongly that I didn't have a purpose. During that time, when I even then hoped and desired to be an astronaut, God showed me a better purpose. In fact, He showed me that He wanted me to be here in this chapel and not exactly here. Now, I'm still coming to terms with that. And part of coming to terms with that, if you see me on campus, you're going to see my name tag here. See, look at this, Father Rob Longbottom. And you're going to see me wearing this lanyard. And this lanyard actually has buttons of a whole bunch of different space shuttle missions. And each of these buttons, as a passion of mine, thinking about outer space, represent a time that I have been to NASA's Kennedy Space Center. That's right. Father Rob has been to NASA's Kennedy Space Center 18 times. I have been to the launch pad where the first Challenger launched. I have been in the vehicle assembly building looking to see where they actually put together the space shuttle and the rockets. This is something I love and am passionate about. But even more so is a passion and love that I have for God and His Son, Jesus Christ. And one of the things I want you to know about is the fact that God is passionate about you. Not only is He passionate about you, He's so passionate about you that He has created you specifically and with a purpose. This is my Bible right here. My Bible, and I opened it to Psalm 137. And here's what Psalm 137 said to me and says to us about God's purpose. O Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Psalm 137 also goes on to remind me that, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. My friends, there is a wonderful question that you get asked all the time. And that question is this: what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be an astronaut. But when I remembered and when God revealed to me that He had a plan and purpose for me that was more perfect than I could ever imagine. Guess what got to happen? I got to meet you. I got to come here and be the chaplain at St. Paul's School. I got to fulfill God's purposes for me because God knew what He wanted for me more than what I wanted myself. And guess what? He's allowed me to be passionate about space and to do things in that area that really feed my soul as well. So today, when we talk about you and what God created you to be, I want you to know that God created you with a purpose. And each of us has a different purpose. Each of us is unique. And what I want you to do, when you think about what you want to be when you grow up, what kind of person that you want to be in your life, here's what I hope that you would do. That you would ask God and pray and say, God, what would you have me do? What are your purposes for me? He just might surprise you. He might change you from being an astronaut into a priest. But who knows? Maybe He'll change you into an astronaut. Maybe He'll tell you, I want you to be a doctor. Maybe He'll tell you, I want you to be a firefighter, a police officer, to serve in the armed forces. God has a plan for you, and He wants to partner with you and to help you know and see that plan. So God has a purpose for you. Work with Him to help you find it, because God doesn't make junk. He makes things with a purpose, and He made you an amazing child of God. All right, guys, you guys have a great week. Know that God has a purpose for you, and let's see that joke of the day. Bye, guys.
Hi there. My name is Colton Mackey, and I have a joke. My joke is, what do you call a dog in winter? A chili dog. Just like this little dog. It may not be chilly right now, but it's white, just like snow.